And suddenly, I'm no longer afraid of my emotions, no matter what comes up. In fact, I'm no longer afraid of my pain. Yesterday, I had a toothache. And I got a little scared at first, like, uh-oh, I have to go to the dentist. And instead of feeding that fear, I just sat with the pain. I actually dove into it. I let it really hurt. And I just, took a step back from it. And I closed my eyes. And I just said to the pain, I love you. And I didn't label it as bad or anything. And once I started diving into that pain, it wasn't painful anymore. Even though it was this sharp sensation, once I stepped back and stopped labeling it as pain, it just went away. It just simply went away. It was very, very interesting. I haven't had any issues since. And so I started doing this with my emotions recently, where any emotion comes up, and this is hugely inspired by some videos I saw by Scott Kiloby. Look him up, Kiloby, Kiloby. Unbelievable, really, really cool, just simple videos, but he talks about every emotion, everything that comes through, every thought and emotion just being a sensation, and we label it. And of course this is something I know already, but he just took it to a whole new level in his explanation, where it could really sink in for me, where, it just is, and I get this in my mind, it just is, but once I applied it to my experience, with my toothache, or any emotion that would rise in me, something someone said would give these rise of feelings in my chest. Instead of going into the story of what someone said and why they shouldn't have said it and trying to analyze, how come they would say such a thing or any part of a story about it, I would just stop and feel that feeling in my chest. And it would just be this tingling sensation. It almost felt like a cloud, like bubbling up. And then I just would look at it as in feel it, and it just dissolves and goes away. So as you detach from the story and you just feel what you're feeling without avoidance, it just dissolves naturally and goes away. Now the challenge is the mind is going to say, oh yeah, well this one's too big, I can't do it, it's too painful, it's too much, I can't do it with this one or this belief or a certain pain or something that you've been rejecting or a judgment about others that you just don't want to apply this to, but it applies to everything in your life. Everything. So I challenge you to do this with everything that comes up. Someone says something to you that bothers you, stop and just feel it and just stay still and just notice what's happening in your body and just follow the feeling, just noticing it without judgment and see what happens. It will dissolve and go away if you just focus on the sensation of the reaction in your body. It's not necessarily to follow your thoughts. You can just do this in your body and it will dissolve. Same thing if you judge somebody, someone's doing something that you find appalling. Stop, notice the feelings, and notice the waves of feelings. There may be layers there. First, you just notice the judgment feeling, and you may notice the guilt feeling. Again, these are labels I'm giving right now, but it's just an example. Everybody feels things differently. So, anyway, ever since I've been doing this for the last, really, really doing this, daily practice, all the time aware of just the sensations in my body, and thoughts in my head, that the content of them doesn't really matter as much, it's just thoughts, and the ones that I enjoy I can attach to for a while and play with, and also the ones I don't enjoy I will attach to for a while and play with. That's not usually by choice, but it's just part of being human. But the awareness is so much more there, and it's just amazingly freeing feeling of, bottom line, the stories don't matter. Doesn't matter. None of the stories really matter. The stories give rise to these feelings, and the feelings come and you just observe it all and feel it all, and it just washes through, consumes you. Some of them are really difficult, they feel that way, but as soon as you look at it as, oh, I'm producing and creating these sensations, they just dissolve and disappear. And then you're left with this moment, which is very peaceful and very nice and always kind. This is Marina. I just wanted to share these thoughts with you out of just pure wanting to, and see what you get out of it. But I wanted to share this because it's just become more and more clear to me, and I think it's so helpful. To me, it's been so helpful. I just feel really happy and free every single day. Also, in the last couple of days, more and more, as this becomes just, it seems like settling and clearer and clearer. I'm just, no matter what comes up, I'm just much more at peace about everything. And it doesn't mean I don't have some struggles or limitations that I still believe in, or, I don't put things off, but it's just becoming easier, and it just seems like I'm moving easier, and it's just a really cool phase, I guess, in my life. Not even phase, because I don't feel like, I'm not sure I can unlearn this. It's pretty cool. It feels really good and really settled. And so I just wanted to share that if you do detach from your story and just feel things, let yourself feel them, which at first may seem very, very difficult to do because it can be very intense, seemingly. But even that's a label of, oh, this is too big, this is too intense, I can't deal with it. Feel it, feel it, feel it, stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. And you'll notice it'll just disappear and dissolve. And it's wonderful. And the more you practice it, for me it's been only a few weeks of really just diligently practicing it. Anytime I feel any resistance to anything or pain, no matter what, it's like, all right, I wonder what else I can use this for. It's just a simple facing and feeling, and I close my eyes because that's what I usually do. I just tune in, and then it just washes away, and it seems to go faster and faster each time I do it, and it's just wonderful. And so, back to what I said in the very beginning, I am no longer afraid of my emotions. I've been a very emotional person my whole life. I've been labeled hypersensitive, even by some therapists that, oh, maybe you should look up hypersensitivity or highly sensitive person. That's what it is, HSP. And if you look it up on Google, highly sensitive person, there's a list there I completely relate to, and yet I don't anymore now, because I realize part of that right now is, yes, I'm sensitive, but it's more to the awareness. So it's like a strength now to be this sensitive. It's my strength. It's just as much of a strength as it was considered a weakness. So what are your strengths that you think are your weaknesses? What is it that you think is weak about you that you're not seeing the hidden strength in? For me, it's this awareness. My hypersensitivity is a gift. To be aware, in that delicate detail of the sensations that rise up based on some perceptions, of what people say or the way the world is, or even physical. So anyway, just wanted to share, and with joy and excitement, and I hope you find it helpful too. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me or leave a comment. I love to share when it just bursts out of me, and sometimes I try to plan these videos and it just doesn't happen, and right now it's just pouring out, so here it is. And big hugs to you all, and until next time, bye!